This is All Indiana Sports.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the brand new All Indiana Sports. My question to you, Liam, is it too early to get excited for next season of college football?
Oh goodness, no. I coming off of a championship's gonna be nice. And then I don't know. I just talked to you about this. It's kind of funny. I am actually playing the new college football right now with one of my friends.
Okay. Like the video game.
Yes, the video game.
Okay.
The video game. Those of you who know about it, playing Dynasty mode online, it's fun. You recruit players, you play through your season, all that. It's really fun.
You get to be your own Kurt Signetti then.
Yes, yeah. And me and him made custom teams. He made something called the Energy City something. It's from Port Arthur, Texas, where he's from. And then I thought, okay, what can I do from Indiana? I went with Evan. I went from Evansville. So
okay.
So I don't know. It was either that or Avon. But I went Evansville with it.
Well,
so
that's where your mom went to school, played college
it is.
European football.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. But never too early to be excited for the next season of any sport, in all honesty.
Right. Well, the new schedule came out, so we're going to talk about that. I'm Kevin. He is my son, Liam. Excited to present All Indiana Sports.
Yep, welcome back. This episode, we will look at the 2026 Indiana football schedule and see how many wins we think they will get and where they will land in the conference and in the nation. So, let's go all in.
Yes, you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at All Indiana Sports, and Twitter at All Indiana Sport. No S. You can only have 15 characters, so I had to drop the S. But don't forget to kill the intro and like and subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. It is time to look at the schedule in all of its glory.
Yes, first game. We have 4 home games to start off the season. First one's North Texas, was a place that we know. It's kind of sad that they're not playing in North Texas, because then I might be able to make a trip up to that.
Yeah.
Especially because it won't be that expensive either, because it's not a good game necessarily.
No. This is a number 25 in the nation is where they landed.
I guess so. Yeah.
Now, granted, they lost their coach, they lost their quarterback, they lost a lot of things because they were so good. A lot of people tried to Kurt Signetti this situation and try to pull from them. But on paper, at least from last season, this is a really high-quality opener while still being kind of a soft open, so to speak.
Yeah, for sure. I think, are we going like who we think's going to win and all that too?
I don't know if, I don't know if we go through all of that just yet. That's a little early for that.
Sounds good to me. But then you got North Texas.
Then you got Howard, HBCU, historical black college or university coming to IU. Don't count those guys out. We experienced one of those colleges live and in person, Prairie View A&M, a few years ago. Great band, right?
Yeah. Who? Baylor, right?
That was against A&M.
That's right.
We saw that. Yep.
That is right.
A lot of swag to the team.
Couldn't get it done, but
right. So don't count those guys out. But once
another
again,
team
soft open.
Yeah, another team, Western Kentucky University. It's another kind of one of those just easy schedule type of games. Seems as if IU's figured that out. You play easy games early on. Don't get your guys hurt, anything like that, because there's really no point to that at all.
It's not like Notre Dame where you don't have a conference and you need these games, or a weak conference like the ACC or Big 12 where you kind of want
something like that.
You want some of those out of conference games to be more higher profile.
No,
you don't need that.
as IU, you're the defending champions, and you're part of the toughest football conference, probably the toughest college conference in the nation. So you have everything you need already to prove your worth, basically.
Right. Western Kentucky had Malachi Corley come out of there, speedy, shifty wide receiver a few years ago. So there is talent. Let's not pretend like some of these schools that you may not have heard of or you think are inferior don't have talented individuals. As we've seen, the whole portal and NIL world has kind of tried to level the playing field and has actually succeeded in that, whereas we thought it was going to be a tip of the balance of scales even more so. It has not.
I mean, IU, I don't think was even in the top 25 of most paid players in NIL this past year because they're all 3 stars.
Yeah.
Or in a couple of 4 stars. But look at what they were able to do. And I think it comes down to coaching. You have to pay your coach your NIL money, basically.
Yep.
I think coaching is way more important. But
and then the last home game, the first one of the conference, Northwestern, who just took over as the losingest program in FBS history, thanks to IU winning and Northwestern doing Northwestern things.
they are good in basketball every now and then, but they are not good in football.
Yep.
Next-
They had a couple years in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yep. Next game is IU at Rutgers. First away game of the season.
Yeah, watch out for the away game. It's always a tough environment. I mean, the first away game this past season at Iowa, on paper, should have still been a win. Really close. So it's a wait and see simply because you don't exactly know at this point after Portal what all these teams are going to look like. Rutgers plays tough football, though. Mm-hmm. Remember, football was, I believe, people can comment and correct me if I'm wrong. Football was actually one of the early places was at Rutgers University. And so it's one of the, I would say, not the, but one of the birthplaces of football back in the late 1800s. So
yeah, for sure.
They still carry that pride with them, and don't doubt that.
Yeah, another team next game is in Nebraska. I think this is also another team kind of like Rutgers. There's 3 of these teams who are under the radar, in my opinion, but play tough football, that being Rutgers and Nebraska, and then another team that will hit later. But this Nebraska's always been a fight for IU, no matter how good they're doing in the season. Nebraska's just one of those teams that will always be middle of the pack,
right?
Which means they can lose to you pretty bad or they can beat you.
It is a little odd right now because IU, typically, what sport do you think of?
Basketball.
Right. And Nebraska, what sport do you typically think of?
Football.
Football, right. And now
they've reversed.
It's reversed.
Although IU basketball is doing pretty well right now.
Yes, we will talk about that a little bit later this week. But the loss, to me, the loss of Dylan Raiola is a huge loss for Nebraska. Huge question marks right now.
Especially since he's sitting behind Dante Moore, who didn't declare for the draft, which was stupid in my opinion.
But no, it wasn't because he tanked completely the end of the season.
Yeah, but it's
not a bad choice for Raiola either, because that's what Dante Moore did. He went and sat behind Dylan Gabriel, and so and you also have another quarterback that had made the choice to go from, I think it was East Carolina, to go sit behind Arch Manning at Texas to kind of be the next guy. So I think that is a benefit that you're seeing with NIL, that you're not seeing one and done or a whole. You are seeing a lot of jumping, but you're also seeing people willing to go get paid a little bit of money and learn behind somebody to earn a lot of money the next year. I
just personally think that the decision for Dante to stay, I don't think that was smart because I think the quarterback class this upcoming year is a lot more talented than this current year. We're talking about Fernando may be the only first round quarterback, in all honesty.
Yeah,
There are teams
but
in the
when
first
you talk
round that
about
need a
needs,
quarterback.
right?
But I think he's the only true first round talent for a quarterback. I think Dante Moore would have been there as well, but he decided to stay.
Yeah.
So,
And then IU plays host as they return to Bloomington to the whatever Ohio State University.
they're gonna make it third time in a row. By the way, I'm
Wait,
not
wait.
even.
Wait.
Not even
That's
concerned
that's
about
only
it.
second time in a row because they beat them in the Big Ten championship. They didn't.
That's
they lost.
right. That's right.
Yep.
I thought they played during the season and then the Big Ten championship. My bad. It'll be the second time in a row.
I got to fact check you live because we have had a few fact checkers out there. Called you out on Purdue losing to Illinois, who was ranked. So I just want to make sure we're all out in the open and we're all on the same page. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, but second time in a row. My bad. It will be the second time in a row. Though.
Yeah.
Next
Well,
game.
See, here's the thing. I'll just say, Signetti said it. So does Ohio State. Suck. And
They also said this team sucks going to Michigan to play the Wolverines.
man, playing in 100 in front of 110,000 people between those bricks, that's going to be an incredible environment. And I think Michigan will be improved over what they were last year. And Ohio
And they were a
State
good
is
team
always
last
there.
year.
Right. And so, you're going to be second year under this head coach. You're going to have that recruiting class, that portal class kind of buying into the new system. As we saw Indiana turn it around in 2 years. It took them 2 full years to do it. Really close the first year, but that second year under the system with those guys and that thing, pushing it forward. So watch out for that game. And then you're going to have a pesky Minnesota team to Bloomington.
This is the third team that I was talking about earlier. I think this is going to be a tough game as well. Even since it's in Bloomington, I think it'll be tough. Minnesota plays hard football, they play hard basketball too. This is a very gritty team. Once again, middle of the pack. Not really going to, make much of their season other than like a bowl game. I could be completely wrong. They could do something crazy. Like that's exactly what everybody thought about IU. But I see this as another middle pack team that's going to make a bowl game, but they can cause problems for teams who are trying to make the playoffs and stuff like that. So,
yes, and then there is USC has to come to IU, and my one thing with this game, let's make it a noon Eastern start time, please.
Yes. Have a lot of trouble for them. I don't think this game will be a problem. But next game, IU has to make a pretty far trip to Washington.
Yes, I think the defense has got to be in order here. This could become a shootout. I think Washington would like it to become a shootout. And so the defense has to come up big. And not sure exactly what the defense is going to look like at this point with the turnover and everything like that. But yes, not ideal to have to go out to Washington and then have to come back and play the old Oakham Bucket game against your rival. Thankfully, it is at home this year. Wouldn't it be great to have another snow game?
That would be very nice, yeah.
And we don't know what Purdue's going to look like. There's no telling that Purdue can't rebuild and push forward and do what they need to do to kind of rebuild their glory years as well.
Although Purdue sports recently has not been good at all.
It's been no, disappointing.
So close.
So close. And you know what that means? It's also so far.
Yeah.
So as you look at this, what would you say is the Most daunted game, the toughest game on the schedule that you're looking at and going, this might be a problem more than anything else.
It's one of the two games. It has to be all three of these teams, including IU, are going to be ranked. I would go as far to say UNT might stay ranked, so they might play 3. If they don't play UNT ranked, Nebraska
Don't forget
may
USC.
be ranked.
USC ended the season ranked as well, and
So-
I was trying to look up who their quarterback is out of the portal. It's
They're
Jaden
taking someone.
Jaden Maeva.
Okay, yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I do think it's going to be the Michigan game. I was bouncing between Michigan and Ohio State. It's in Bloomington for Ohio State, but Ohio State's always tough to play. But I think Michigan is going to get things together this year. They're going to be even better than last year. I think they're going to make the playoffs as well. And I think this is going to be a big turning point for either of these teams in the season. I think it may be the only loss for the other team, in all honesty. I think Michigan could go undefeated if they beat IU here.
Wow. I am going to give you a little bit of a sleeper here. Okay. Obviously, the temptation is, and it's right there in the middle of the season. You should have a complete idea of who you are, what you're doing at that point. But I'm going to go later in the season and say Washington will need this game to get into a bowl game.
Okay.
Or potentially, I don't want to go way too far, but potentially a CFP if they're in that neighborhood. If they're in that neighborhood, whatever it is, they're late in the season. They're going to need that game.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So playing a team that needs something is tougher than playing a team that is you're evenly matched with sometimes, because you're playing a team that just has nothing to lose, right?
Yeah.
And you could play tight, they play loose, and all of a sudden, loose teams win games and tight teams don't. And so I'm looking at that as I don't want to say the toughest game, but maybe one of the most dangerous games.
I completely agree with you there, which is what leads me to the next question. What is the battle game deciding point of the season? I think that is the game.
Oh,
That is a tough road going to Washington. I agree with you. I think Washington's going to need the game. I think IU is going to need the game to keep either a top seed or stay in the playoffs, depending on if they lost to Michigan or not, or Ohio State even. But I think if they lose to both Ohio State and Michigan, IU needs to win this game. I think they win the game, they make the playoffs. But you lose the game, I think you're out of the playoffs then. Now there's still that possibility you sneak in like kind of like Miami did. But I think this game is you win, you're in, you lose, you're out type of thing.
all right. I am going to refer you to last season. When we looked at this schedule last season, I said the big deal game, I believe. Once again, somebody can go back and correct me if I'm wrong. I identified this as, I think, 2 different games, but Illinois. I said, we're really going to know what Indiana is with that game. Guess what Indiana did to Illinois?
Yep.
Absolute crush like a can. A team that was ranked ahead of them at the time, number 9, with one of the best quotas, one of the best defenses in the Big Ten, and one of the best offensive lines in all of the country. And they absolutely dominated. To me, the turning point in the season will not be Ohio State. It is going to be the game you picked last for our last thing, the Never Daunted game, and that would be at Michigan. We are really, really going to find out exactly who Indiana is, where all the Big Ten stands, and maybe where the nation stands based on Indiana's visit to the Big House in Ann Arbor on October 24th.
Yeah, I like it.
So then, that leads us to the nice little fun one here. This is our For the Glory game. Which one of these games do you think has the best chance for College Game Day to visit Bloomington like they should have done last year?
I got 2 honorable mentions. USC game, North Texas game. Both ranked currently, so it's kind of easy. I'm gonna take the really easy one. I don't think there's another one you can't take. Ohio State, Indiana. I think it's got to be it. Although I think IU could get 2 game days back to back with that Michigan game. I think that would be crazy, a lot of fun as well. But I think the Ohio State one is almost guaranteed a game day in Bloomington.
I'm gonna also I will totally agree with you. To me, the hands down easy winner is OHO no, because that's what will happen again. And I agree with you. Could be back-to-back weeks. I'm going to give you another sleeper, though, and has to do with what I said earlier. USC game. We kind of both touched on it. That could be a pivotal point for both of those teams.
Yeah,
and so if USC comes in with 1, 2 losses to Bloomington, and it gets pushed back to a later start where it's more comfortable for a West Coast team, now we're talking about this could be a big deal for both of these teams if either one of them come in with 1 or 2 losses or both come in with 1 or 2 losses. Now we're talking about a big-time matchup late in the season that could really matter moving forward. So that's my sleeper pick on that one.
I like it, yeah.
I mean, why not? Why not 3? Come on. Pat McAfee, you're from Indiana. You married a Hoosier. Make it happen, my friend.
You're the only one who picked Indiana every single time it was on College Game Day.
Yep. And everybody started to join in later, but too little, too late. Just like we said, like this is how we do it. We say what needs to be said, and it happens.
It does.
We know this team and the teams that we cover, maybe a lot of times, sometimes better than they do.
Yeah.
Well, that is all that we have for today. We'll be back tomorrow with, actually, I'm going to be back with your mom tomorrow. We've talked about it. It's time. It's finally happening. Our brand new Attack with Fire episode, all about Indy Ignite Professional Volleyball, who is currently at the top of Major League Volleyball in the standings after this weekend. Then we will have our final unstable pick 6 of the season, predicting the Super Bowl and the NFL awards. Candy Stripe clear out, look at IU basketball on a heater in a 3-game win streak, and finish the week with our Keep the Pace weekly update on the Pacers. Also looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, Indiana sports ain't looking bad right now. Well, this is Liam.
And this is Kevin.
Reminding you to stay all Indiana sports.
This is All Indiana Sports.